Wow. Hey Ryan, my name is Daryl Waters, as you may be able to tell just by looking at the video. Um, man, wow. I don't know why I'm not crying like crazy already. But anyway, how did your how did God give you and your mom enough joy after your precious brother's death to be able to make that movie? And I cannot imagine hardly, except that's the only part of the movie you had to play in. For for it to say what it said, apparently that was not a boy playing your part. That was your role. You were actually having to relive your role in that movie as it actually happened. So I guess your mom must have been playing her role through that whole movie. If she was, I don't see how y'all did that. Now I'm starting to cry. A little bit. Um, I've got a baby brother or sister in heaven I never have seen. So I'm just curious, does your mom have a video on here talking about, or do y'all have a book talking about how God helped y'all to regain your joy after you lost your dad and your brother, so y'all could make a movie about all that? And may I ask, if it's too much, please don't, if it's too personal or something, please don't feel obligated to answer me. Just tell me it's too personal or something, that you don't want to talk about it, or whatever, something like that. But what happened to your dad? Why did your dad die? And again, if it's something you don't need to be telling me, if you can't tell me, if the grief is too intense or whatever, then certainly don't try to do that. I don't want to talk you into trying to do that. Just tell me you can't talk about it, okay? And that'll be fine, because I don't want to put you through any more than you've already been through. But so, what are you doing now? Do you write songs, or what? And is your mom still a nurse, or what? Or what? I'd really like to hear how God gave y'all the strength after all that happened, however long it was after it all happened, that y'all were able to make that movie, especially if your mom was having to replay her role in what happened. And certainly even you having to relive your role as the brother, even though you weren't seen during the whole most of the movie. You weren't seen. God bless you richly. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing. I'm not fussing at you, but maybe he was too fragile for you to hug him. But I'm gonna tell you what. Unless that was it, if that was it, I can understand when you went out there and made things right with him after you just said you hated him. Oh man, I don't know why you didn't hug him. And again, I hope this isn't too much. I hope you don't take this as criticism. I don't mean it that way at all. But I'll put it this way: Were you in this? Were you in that scene whenever it was actually happening? Not so much on the movie, but especially. But yes, even then, were you in that scene, and were you in the actual event? Were you standing next to your brother's bed when he died? I don't see you in that scene. Now I'm legally blind. Maybe you're there in that scene, and I just can't see you because I'm legally blind. But I can see some. But maybe the camera was focused on your mom or something. But you know, so I'm just wondering if you were in the room whenever he died, but maybe it was too intense for you. Maybe the emotion was so intense you just, of course, it seems like it would have been worse on your mom, but still, I can understand. Even though I've never been in that situation, I can understand that maybe the emotion for you was just too intense, man. I can certainly imagine, especially after you wrote that song about him and you had to, he made you sing in front of everybody. I can imagine. Well, you having to go through all that with him and your little squabble where you said you hated him, and you having to make that right. I imagine it was extremely hard for you to have to stand in there and watch him die. Even though you needed to be there for your mom. Thank God there was another man in there with her, that might have helped him. Like I said, if you were in there, good for you. If you weren't, I'm not trying to condemn you. Because if I was in your shoes, I probably would have been, if I could have stood it, you know, it would have been hard for me to be able to be in there. If I could have managed to stay in there and have to watch my little baby brother dying and see him die, I mean, I would have been squalling like a baby. and having to see my mom stand there and cry. It's okay, you can let go, and hear her crying like she was. I don't know what I would have done. I might have started. I might have got so sick, and so it might have had such an effect on me. I might have started vomiting. I don't know what. I don't know what would have happened to me if it would have been me. I don't know if I could have, if I would have been able to stay in the room or not, man. I don't know if I even would have been, maybe I wouldn't have been able to go in there. I hope I would have. But I don't know if I could have stayed in there and even been there for my mom without, I probably would have been vomiting like crazy. I do not know how I would have acted if it would have been me. So I can understand if you weren't in there, even though I've never experienced that. I can certainly imagine how difficult it would have been for you to be in there with her. I'm just wondering if you were. God bless. Bye-bye.